All right, Talia Reiser here today to bring some tips and tricks, some of my favorite things for that brand new person who has just started their business online and is like, what do I do next? I launched it, I did some of the steps, and I'm not getting a ton of response. What am I doing wrong? Right? That's what we all think when we first start. I am here to tell you, you are not doing anything wrong. The game is consistency. So here are some of my best tips for that brand new person or the person who has relaunched their online business on what you could be doing if you want to get more people to talk to, if you want more people commenting on your posts online, and if you want to grow your business or make some money, okay? Now, if that is not you, that's totally fine, okay? You do not have to do any of these things. These are some of the things that I have felt have helped me, especially as a brand new person when I first started, coming from another company where I had no success. I didn't know what I was doing when I started building my online business and trying to make money on social media. So I know that I had a quick start basics that I could follow. Now, my first recommendation is always go back to that quick start basic. Look at each step. Did I do those things? Did I do those things in the order that was recommended? Because these are being recommended by people who have had success and have come before me. There's a lot of different ways to do online business, okay? And I just knew that if I followed these steps, that maybe I'd have some success too. And I did. But those quick start basic steps, did I follow those steps? Okay, that's number one. If I missed something, oh man, I should probably go back. And then, did I learn a little bit about social media, about showing up daily? Those tips and tricks that I was also shown, 2 posts a day, not always having posts on my product or my business, just life stuff. Was I posting at the recommended times during the day? Was I doing that stuff? And there were a few adjustments that I had to make because I wanted the most people to see my stuff, right? I wanted to make more money. I wanted more people to see what I was doing. So I needed to follow those tips. And that was something that worked really, really well for me. Now, if you're just wanting to, have a customer here or there, or you are just wanting to dip your toes in the water, that's okay too. You don't have to do any of this stuff. But this is for somebody who is really wondering what to do now. I feel like I've done everything, but I know that maybe I'm missing something. I felt that too, okay? So have you read over those social media tips and tricks, those steps? And then what's super important is consistency. Are you posting 2 times a day? Okay, 1 to 2, right? You don't have to do 2. You don't have to post on social media at all every day if you don't want to. But if you want to make money, then these are some really great suggestions, okay? And here is the kicker of all the things. Follow up. Have you followed up with every single person between 5 to 12 times? Have you used, those scripts that are available? Maybe some of the suggestions of things that you can say. Have you followed up? Have you commented back to every single person that commented on your post? If you haven't, you can go back and do that. If you haven't followed up 5 to 12 times, that's usually when people say yes. It doesn't always happen like that. Man, there's people that I've been talking to for a year who are just now becoming customers of mine. That's normal, but I am just super consistent. So have you done that? Have you gotten, as a brand new person, the first 30 days is your chance to get as many people in group messages with your leaders, which are AKA your upline, whoever brought you into the business, okay? You have 30 days, really, to get as many people. Now, you can still use those group chats after 30 days if you're having problems or issues, but really in the first 30 days is when you learn so much about how to handle those conversations. And if you haven't gotten all those people that you're talking to in group messages with your leaders, then that's definitely where I would start. Okay. If you're trying to have those conversations one-on-one, it's going to be really hard to learn. It can be done, but it's going to be harder and it's probably going to be slower. I know that from experience. Promise you that. So have you done those things? And if you can say that you've done all of those things and you're still not getting anything out of anybody, it's really about consistency. But more than that, it's also about you showing up, right? Showing up on social media and then asking people if they're open to information about your product. If you want to go that extra mile, you don't have to do this, but if you want to go that extra mile, if you want to ask your friends, if you want to ask your family if they're open, we have really non-weird, non-spammy ways to do that because we don't do that here. We don't want to feel like we're having to ask our grandma, sister's, brother's dog to buy stuff, right? We just ask people really casually, hey, listen, I don't know if you're aware, but I started this thing online. I've been working on my health and wellness goals. Would you be open to taking a look at what I'm doing if it didn't interfere with what you got going on? Would you be open to taking a look at the health and wellness products that I'm using? Would you be open to taking a look at how I'm working on my health and wellness? If it didn't interfere with what you have going on, I'd love to share with you. If not, no big deal. No big deal. And that's the kind of message that you can send out to everybody. So ultimately, it's a numbers game. If you only asked 5 people, it's probably going to be harder to get any of those people. So my goal is to ask a lot of people, and it is a numbers game. So it just depends on how much money you might want to make a month or how many people you feel comfortable talking to. You set that number for you. But I will tell you that for every 10 people you ask, you might get one that says yes. So if you think about that as numbers in your head, it kind of gives you a goal. Okay, well, if I could just shoot out that really simple, are you open message to some people, and I ask about 20, I might get 2 new customers. Okay. So really we're talking about, have you gone through that quick start basic? Have you done everything? If you're doing a bunch of different spoon posts all the time, that is only supposed to be like, maybe, I mean, you can do that, but people are going to get potentially bored with just a spoon post. So we have all different suggestions for all kinds of curiosity posts. It doesn't just have to be a spoon post. And that kind of switches things up on your Facebook, okay? And then, have I gone through all those steps? All right. Have I followed up? Have I consistently followed up? Have I gotten them all into group messages with my leaders? Okay. Have I done a Facebook business launch? Either a Facebook Live or a Facebook post on my Facebook. Everything on Facebook. Okay. Stories is great, but Stories is also used for, it expires in 24 hours, and we love to throw up flyers and sales and stuff in Stories, but really on your Facebook wall. Have I done that? Have I let people know that I'm open for business? So do those quick start basics, check it out, look at your follow-up, and then look at how many people you're asking every day. And if you don't want to ask people, that's totally fine. You don't have to. It just really is about how much you want to do. This is about you. And if you're just curious and you just want to try it out, that's totally fine too. But I hope this is helpful, because I know when I first started, I had a ton of questions. And those were things that I was told that would really help me, be successful over time, because it takes time, okay? We're not going to get yeses. A lot of times it's 90 days before we get a yes. And sometimes it's like me. It's like a year plus, and people are finally saying yes. But I'm just consistent. I set those reminders. I use the words that we already have available. I follow up with people. I just plug it in. And then I use my friends, my leaders, my upline, right, to help me learn at all times. So I hope that's helped. I hope you found some value in this. You can always follow me on Facebook and follow me here on YouTube. I hope that helps. #WeRise. Talia Reiser, out.